Hello, this is Pogue Marine FPS. Today we're going to be taking a look at some rifles and some things that people usually neglect. That's a small little thing to your rifles. You can add all the tactical gear you want, all the tactical scopes you want, make it heavy as you want, make it light as you want. But this really impacts the overall performance when shooting the rifle. It's the muzzle brake or flash hider, whatever you decide to put on there. That's on my AR-15. That is on my AK-47, well, AKM. And that's a stock muzzle brake on my AK-74. Now with these muzzle brakes, I also got another, the sniper long range upper with a muzzle brake as well. Now these are not flash hiders, these are muzzle brakes. And why I chose the muzzle brakes. They expel the gases outward, but when they expel them outward, it provides a little bit less recoil. And people are like, well, the AR-15 right there is like a in the AK-74. It doesn't have that much kick. Well, it makes better follow-up shots with both of them. Muzzle brakes, it makes easier follow-up shots. Those are pretty much the pros of them. These are priced very nicely. I think I get them off Amazon, eBay, but they're like a no-name brand, I think. Well, I'm pretty sure there's a name, but they're very affordable and do just as well as the really high-performance brakes. So I don't see a difference in those brakes. Those brakes are amazing. And this right here, set up for CQB with the EOTech, is amazing with that muzzle brake. And you can say, hey, that looks familiar. That's an AMD 65 brake I bought for like 15 bucks on eBay and something like that. And that one's like, I think that one's like 19, 20 bucks. That one came with a rifle. You can find tactical ones like that are, I think, 20 bucks. They're affordable. And then people pay sometimes up to $200 to $300 to $100 for some fancy looking one. It's just looks. But muzzle brakes all perform the same. Some may perform better than others, but I'm going to say the cheaper ones work almost just as good, if not as better, than the ones that are expensive, because it expels the gases, like I said, outward. With this expelling the gases outward with a muzzle brake, when the gas is expanded outward, you have people on the side of you, the concussion of it's like boom. It shoots all that pressures that way, so you get, you get hit by it. It's annoying, but I really like the recoil. And if you set up, not as where you set up, some rangers really don't like it, from what I've heard. But I really don't get to worry because I live on an island, small range. Not a lot of people go up there. But with this, that's something to keep in mind. That's a con of it. That if you have friends and you're shooting it, right next to each other, that's pretty much going to, disturb them. But I think the pros overrides the cons with me anyway. Because if I do have friends, they know that it does give off quite the burst, and they usually move back a little bit, but oh well, it's good shooting for me. I really don't care. I don't go to a lot of ranges where you're sitting right next to somebody, so like I said, I live on an island, so it's small little community, and we just got a little shed for a little shooting shack, but overall that works for me. Well, I'm gonna say another con with the flash hider that I almost forgot to mention is that, it does stir up dust when it's shooting it sideways like that. And it stirs up dust a lot, so if you're shooting prone, it does stir up a little dust. But it's not disturbing the dust from the bottom because it's shooting it outward, but it does make it a little dusty, and the wind can pick up and it can blow it in your face. But it's not that big of a deal. It's not that drastic like I'm making it sound. But that's another con to the muzzle brake. It may not work for you, but it works for me. Now I forgot to bring a flash hider out here. If you look at your standard M16 with the A2 flash hider, stuff like that, it pretty much not eliminates, but it helps the flash, so it's not as visible. And with some flash hiders, they do tend to push the muzzle down a little bit, so it does kind of help with that, but it doesn't help with the recoil. So, not saying they're bad. I love them. I have them on my M4 build. Do I have them on anything else? I think just my M4 build, but they are good and they do the job what they need to do. Now to the flash hider. The flash hider has its pros and cons as well. So the flash hider pretty much, by definition, hides the flash. It's pretty much what it's called. So it pretty much, it doesn't really hide the, well, it doesn't completely hide the flash, but it minimizes the flash as much as it can. As well as most flash hiders usually push the barrel down, so when you're shooting you don't get the barrel rise, and it works pretty well for that. It does not really eliminate the recoil or help eliminate the recoil really, that I've noticed. It's more there to hide the flash, and that's pretty much it, because that's what it's called, the flash hider. But it does help bring the barrel down as well. So that's pros. And the cons of it, the recoil. It doesn't help eliminate much recoil. It doesn't look as cool most of the time. You know, they're usually smaller. And you don't get that cool flash, because obviously it's a flash hider. But I really enjoy the flash, like when the sun starts going down and you're up to the range and you see that nice flash, as you saw in the video. It's pretty badass, it's pretty cool. But, you know, if you are looking at it tactically, then you don't want the flash. And that's another con, because the flash is a lot bigger with the muzzle brake compared to the flash hider. So the flash hider would be better on that aspect. But with the muzzle brake, it's good. There's nothing wrong with them. Every tool is different for the job. Like an AK compared to an AR, totally different beast, totally different jobs. If you check out the video in the corner, it's up above, wherever it is. It's the AR, an AK, I think it's called Phillips head versus flathead. It's pretty much a comparison of different tools, because they are tools. I consider them extensions of, you know, of yourself. They are tools, just like a hammer, and so on and so forth, and a screwdriver and all that stuff. I consider them tools. So I'm going to conclude this with, you guys decide what you want. I do love the muzzle brake for reasons that I stated, but I also like the flash hider for those reasons as well. And plus, with my M4, which I think that's the only one that I have a flash hider on, is more of a traditional M4 build. And plus, I've already pinned and welded it on there, and it was pretty much my M4 clone. And then I decided to do minor upgrades, so it's not that far from, you know, the military, but it's a little bit, you know, close to what I'd use in the military, so that way I can train on it and get proficient with it. So keep sharp on my training. But anyway, sorry, I digress. But you guys have a nice day. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope this gave you some knowledge to figure out, do I want a muzzle brake like that shoots the flash outward? I want a flash hider that shoots the concussion upward and hides the flash. You know, it's all up to you and what you want and what you're trying to do with your rifle. So that concludes my video of the flash hiders and the muzzle brakes, and I hope that it helps you guys pick out the right choice for what you need. If you guys were wondering, this is my DDI AK 47 AKM, whatever you want to call it, 7.62x39. Did some minor upgrades to it. Very great AK. And this is my JSD arms that I built, my JSD arms. It's actually one of my first build AR-15s. My JSD arms AR-15. And this is my Waffen Works, from Waffen Works, not DDI, before they bought them out, AK-74. Alright, now that I showed you the gun porn, you guys have a good one. I'll see you later. Thank you guys for watching.